Friday morning. Slept in, feeling much better. Baby slept too. Getting ready to, so we're in New Jersey. Where are we? Hamilton? Yeah, Hamilton Township or Hampton Township? Hampton Township. Which is east of Philadelphia. We're gonna head into Philadelphia this morning and do the historic sites and stuff. Car is across this street, charging at the supercharger. So traffic's pretty light, so I should be able to cross okay. If it's too busy, I can go down to a crosswalk, but that's quite a walk in either direction. So we'll see. But there are stoplights, so traffic should stop at some point on each direction. There we go. We made it. So the car is right on this side. The RCB. Looks like there's a Model S on the other side, charging up. So this morning, when I woke up, I set the charge to 100%. It was at 90 overnight, just so the battery is at full 100% as little as possible. And right, now we drive back to the hotel. We left and we lived and we laughed. Actually, no, we went to Walmart and then baby was poopy, so had to change her. And Lacey wants breakfast, so she's at a Panera, which is over there, just across the parking lot. So I am back at the supercharger, running around back to the hotel, to Walmart, which is not that far. All this is in this mall that's across the street from the hotel and next to the supercharger. I got down to 96%, and so while she's in Panera, I figured, well, may as well just top off a little bit. So I am getting, so here's something interesting. I'm getting 11 kilowatts because I'm so far to the top of the battery, and this would be an advantage if you have the new 60 kilowatt hour Model S. Your battery will charge faster at the high end because you actually have the 75 kilowatt hour battery. But anyway, it's so slow that it's charging, I'm getting 44 miles per hour. So at this rate, if you don't need to charge this much, it's actually faster to get to your destination to drive slower than to keep charging, if that makes sense. I'm still trying to figure out, like, for a given freeway speed, like say you're traveling the speed limit or something, 70, maybe even 75 in some places, like where in the battery is, would you get to your destination faster by driving slower and thus more efficiently? Actually, well, another way to say it is, at what point in this charging, at what point is it faster to slow down and use less energy than to keep charging all the way to a full battery? I've done some initial calculations, and for me, my estimated at least summer consumption rate, which I estimate like conservative would be about 320 watt hours per mile. But anyway, somewhere around, like, I think around 85, maybe 90%. And then after that, charging slows down so much, it's probably better to slow down if energy is that tight. But I still want to test that more. Anyway, the other thing is, baby was, she was asleep before she pooped, and now she woke up again and was cranky, and since we're parked, I'm trying to rock her back to sleep. Do you need some more aggressive rocking? Here, I'll pick you up. Philadelphia. This is a mural inside the Independence Hall Visitor Center. We're leaving today. Yesterday we toured around. Mostly the stuff to see here is like Liberty Bell, Constitution, Ben Franklin stuff. And last night we met up with Electric Gen, which is really cool. And so now we're headed back to Michigan. Starting from Philadelphia, we're going to split it up into 2 days. The car is, I'll have to check how much. I charged to 100% yesterday, and then we drove about 40-50 miles into the city. So I think I'm still at like, I don't know, 70 or 80%. Next stop is Harrisburg, which I think is 115 miles. But good conditions, sunny, dry, cool temperatures. So should be ideal driving conditions, and still fall, so mid-October. Lots of deciduous trees in Pennsylvania. Hopefully that'll be a really nice drive. We're at the supercharger in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So there it is there. We got a silver Model S, a white Model X, our car, and then one more Model S over there. Driving from Philadelphia today was 156 miles, which included one wrong turn. And we were averaging 313 watt hours per mile, which is pretty good for for freeway traveling. Pretty good speed. The speed limit was 70, so traveling 70 plus. Good conditions. Some traffic. There was an accident or two around Philadelphia, so that added a little bit of time, but total traffic delay is probably 15 minutes or less, and otherwise pretty smooth sailing. You know you're in Pennsylvania when there's Sheetz around. And this supercharger is right next to a Sheetz. Sheetz was in the, I think Electric had an article about that, because they're gonna start putting in electric chargers. I think it was superchargers actually, in the Sheetz. So Sheetz is a gas station and sort of fast food chain, and so they're going to start putting electric chargers along with in their gas stations. So that's kind of cool. I can't remember our next stop. I think there's one in between here and Pittsburgh. So Pennsylvania is quite a long state, but we should be able to get through Pennsylvania and into Ohio easily. We might actually get all the way to Ann Arbor, Michigan today, which would be great. Yeah, we've got to stay here 50 minutes, which is fine. Was glad in the whole 150 miles getting here. Baby was asleep pretty much the whole time except for the last 5 miles, and so she needs to eat. We need to eat lunch. It's about 12:30 right now, I think. So it's a good, well-timed place to stop, and there's lots of places to eat here. There's a Chipotle right there. There's a Starbucks, Wendy's, Sheetz. There's a pizza place. I think there might be a couple other places. So yeah, decent selection. So the silver Tesla over here is a facelift model. I'll go check out what build that is, and then the Model X is a 90D. Let's see what this one is. Pretty good parking job. It's got a radar detector. Huh. So it doesn't say back here what this one is. District of Columbia. Okay. We had Chipotle and now Starbucks. Bless you. You got full belly? We are at the supercharger in Somerset, Pennsylvania. We are charging. We traveled 142 miles since the previous one. That was 2 hours. Whoop, where are you going, kiddo? Gotta stay there. That's it. Okay, you can see in the map back here. So we're down here in Somerset, which is, okay, southwestern Pennsylvania. There's a charger outside of Pittsburgh, which is about 70-80 miles away. And we have plenty of charge to get there. When we got here, I was actually planning our route to skip that one and go straight to the Macedonia, Ohio one, which is 156 miles away. And it was estimating about an hour of charge needed to do that. I think we'll probably stop in the Pittsburgh one. We're not quite ready to leave yet. Baby got fed and even spit up on my shoulder, which I don't know if you can see here. Well, I guess I got most of it out, or it's soaked in. But anyway, we're not quite ready to leave. We got here with about 20% battery, low 20s. Now we're at 70%. So we'll just keep charging until we're ready to leave. We probably need about 85% to get to the Macedonia one. Let's see. Okay, now it's calculating it based on stopping outside Pittsburgh. So let's see. Okay, so right now we'd have to charge for 20 minutes at Cranberry. What if we remove that and just go straight to Macedonia?
Proceed to the highlighted road onto.
Yeah, so we'd make it with -1%. In other words, we wouldn't make it. So that means we would need to charge. I like to have an extra 20%, although we could do it reasonably with only 15% to spare, or even 10% because conditions are so good. But that means, yeah, so I would have to charge up to 85% at a minimum.
Oh yeah, big stretch. I like how you have like Whoville hair up here.
We are now outside of Akron, Ohio, charging here at the supercharger. That's the moon right there. It's almost actually, is it a full moon? I think it is. I think it is a full moon. So pretty smooth sailing here. We were averaging just under 300 watt-hours per mile, 298. And I can't remember how far it was from Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh, but we got here with about 19% to spare, which is about predicted. Again, good weather conditions, so it said we need to charge about 40 minutes here to get to Maumee, or Maumee, M-A-U-M-E-E, which is outside of, I think it's another like hour and a half from here, so probably about 90 miles. And we're gonna stay there most likely for the night. Supercharger is close to a hotel that we can stay at, so we will be starting the morning with a completely full battery. So I'll probably do the usual, you know, have it charged to 90%, and then once I wake up, have it charge, do the rest of the 10%, and then we probably won't need to charge at all tomorrow on the way to back to Grand Rapids. But we'll be going through Ann Arbor, which is, instead of going diagonal to western Michigan, we'll be going up to Ann Arbor and then across. So it might be a little bit of a stretch, so I'll probably top off at the supercharger in Ann Arbor. But we're going to Ikea, or at least that's the plan. And I think Ikea has level 2 chargers. So if that's the case, then I could just top off there while we're in the store, but I don't remember if those were free or not, so I'll have to look that up on PlugShare. But anyway, baby's been asleep, which is nice. She didn't even wake up at the previous stop, again outside of Pittsburgh, and we were only there for about 10 minutes. Basically, there was a hotel nearby, so I used the restroom and filled up our water bottle and stuff, and then we just headed off. So it's going pretty smooth. Okay, so here's what we've done today. I believe we were over, is this Philadelphia? No, that's Allentown. That's New Jersey. Okay, so we were right here, which is, not there. Right in the middle where there's no supercharger, that's Philadelphia. So I think when I was talking about this area, I mentioned Cleveland or something. So this is like Akron, Cleveland area here, which is the charger that we just came from. And now we are right here in Maumee, Ohio, which is near Toledo. Quite close to Michigan. So yeah, we've been averaging a little over 300 watt-hours per mile since the last charge, 136 miles ago. And let's see, okay, so we're down here. Ann Arbor is right here. So we're going to be going there tomorrow, hanging out in Ikea, possibly topping up at that supercharger, and then back to Grand Rapids, probably late afternoon. So we just gotta plug in here. So I'm a couple blocks from our hotel, which is down that way. It's a Hampton Inn. This big building right here is a Meijer, which is a grocery, very large grocery, Walmart / Target kind of thing. And here's the Tesla charger here. Oh, and that reminds me, I need to set this. I don't want it to be at 100% all night, so we'll put it down to 90. And then this morning, when I get up, tomorrow morning, I'll just set it to 100 and then we'll have a full tank, as they say.
Oh, it's raining! Finally, I'm gonna rain all week.
Okay, after the stop at Ikea, here's the situation. So we got a ton of frames. 3 big ones are going on top here, and then there's 8 smaller ones scattered there. This is where the stroller used to be, so I'm not going to put it there. This corner is actually a little bit high. So I'll show you how I actually get this closed. But still plenty of space back here. We really didn't get any too crazy items. And then there's a chair that's upside down there. And so the way I've been getting this closed is just have to make sure that this top one doesn't fall down. So while I'm holding it here, I've got the key. There we go. Just needed to keep it up a little bit, and then it actually fits just fine. And then I'll show you the frunk. Okay, some assorted. So this is our laundry bag, which has grown sequentially over the week. Bunch of pillowcases, some beads. This is going to be Cordelia's Christmas present. And some stuff for our nieces when they visit. I don't know what this is. What is this? A roll-up cutting surface, I guess. Anyway, all the soft compressible stuff fits here. So, plenty of room. We're now at the supercharger in Ann Arbor, Michigan, next to a Meijer Superstore, as they tend to be here in Michigan, I guess. And yeah, so there's the blue Tesla here, which is from Ontario. What is that one? Oh, it's a 90D. Okay. And then, of course, here we are.
But that's okay. It's not a competition.